Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. We've got a brand new Link monster revealed for Duelist Advance. This is a reptile, I guess. Some people are gonna like this design, though, for sure. Not my cup of tea, but I know a lot of people are gonna like that design on the artwork here. But this is Oh my God, Xylophonia gorgon. It's a level 3 dark reptile link monster. Its attack is 100, very small, but it points top left, top right, and top. So it points straight up all three arrows, which is very interesting. You don't normally see that in link monsters. Its materials are any two or more effect monsters, which is pretty interesting that's very, very generic here because you'll see what the effects do in just a sec. You cannot summon or set monsters to a zone this card points to. That's you, not your opponent, by the way. So this card does, kind of keep you from being able to put stuff above it, but that's not the end of the world. It's other effects like kind of protect it still, so it's not the end of the world. Um, and here we go. So three effects. Monsters that this card points to cannot attack. Also, their effects are negated. So it's kind of a skill drain, a walking skill drain for monsters it points to, which is already okay. I actually think like going second, this has more applications because you're just summoning it pointing up and just anything your opponent has on that side of the field, kind of, because it's going to hit. Because you're summoning this in the EMZ most of the time, I would imagine. So you're pointing up to either the middle column, the 4 or 5 column, or the middle column and the 1 2 column. So, you're covering a good portion of the field. You could easily summon this into a board, turning off two different monsters that are part of their end board, which would be kind of cool. Second effect, this card gains attack equal to the total original attack of the monsters it points to, and this card cannot be destroyed by battle or monster effects while it points to no monsters. So, yeah, I to me this is an interesting card. I know it's like floodgatey, but I actually think this card's like a much better going second card than going first. I think the first thing people are going to read is this first effect, and maybe if you can change this card's zone or something like that's intriguing, or if you can IP into this, you could potentially catch your opponent with two monsters and on one half of the field and negate them both, and that could be annoying. But for the most part, I'm not sure those going first applications are as good. I just think this card's gonna be for modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! Like this card's so easy to play around. Like you can get to SP in 3 summons, 4 summons, and just banish this card because you're just gonna make it on the other side of the field. And this card's gone, and you don't have to worry about this card anymore. This card's only immune to battle and monster destruction effects while it's not pointing to anything. So it's just while it's face on the field, it's so easy to work around. So I think its applications are more so going second, which I think could be legit, like pretty legit, because summoning this card in like up and either negating one monster or honestly more than one would be super, super clutch because your opponent would have to summon like the 1 5 zones or something like that to guarantee that you can't hit both their monsters. I guess they could go 4 1, but or like, you know what I mean? Yeah, it'd have to be 4 1 or 4 2. I guess they go 4 2. But still, it's tough. This card actually could be pretty clutch at summoning into the EMZ, pointing up at one or ideally two different monsters, turning them both off, and then you go battle phase. This card's going to be gaining attack equal to the monsters it points to, and it already starts at 100. So even if it points at one monster in attack position, this card should automatically be big enough to get over it at that point. Um, right? And if you're pointing to two, it's actually going to get really big and actually push for a good amount of damage at that point. So it's interesting in that regard. I do think this card could be used as a pretty cheeky card in decks that just have good generic link climb potential, just to kind of end up in that spot where you're able to just walk over something while turning off 1 or 2 end board pieces and potentially like open the way for you to like push through a board. So that to me is where this card's main value is. Of course, you can make it going first. I think it's too easy to play around, but I think going second, this card's quite interesting overall. So that's kind of where I land on it. Let me know your thoughts down below on this card. It's an interesting one. It's kind of one that we haven't seen a ton of stuff like, especially lately. We've seen stuff in the past, like when Link monsters were getting started, there was stuff like this. This is a little bit Nightmare Griffin-y, but just obviously not nearly that. It's kind of the opposite, right? Cards that are pointed to by this kind of get negated, whereas Griffin's like if you're not linked, you're getting negated, and so you can summon Griffin like away from the EMZ, and then your opponent can't get their stuff linked, and it can be annoying from there. But this card's not nearly the going first powerhouse that Griffin is, because Griffin just got banned. So pretty cool though. Let me know your thoughts down below on this card though. I want to hear if there's any other cool applications for this card you guys can think of. I'd be very curious to see where you land on this. But this is a cool little free agent added to the mix for Duelist Advance. I'm not I don't hate this one, to be honest. I think it could still have some application. But I'm out of here today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, guys, subscribe to the channel for more stuff from me down the line. I think we still have, oh, is it 5 or 6 cards left for Duelist Advance? And this set's dropping in the OCG in 2.5 days, 3 days. So yeah, we're gonna get the rest of these cards in the next day or two. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully, there's a couple of spicy little nuggets dropped at the end of this set, and I will bring that to you when they come. But you're gonna have to subscribe for that. So subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all things Yu-Gi-Oh news, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.